1 is Sly Cy, owned by Marlon Smith, and he drives. 2, Red Energy, is owned by William Silcott with Jeff Smith. 3, Talented Sam, over the 5 Carat Stable with Ryan Holton. 4 is Pipe, owned by Jerry Decker with Walter Ferguson Jr. 5, Coach John, is owned by Lieberman and Connor Sam Coven. 6, Nobleland Tom, is owned by Thomas Carroll with Jamie Dunlap. 7, Homegrown, is owned by Dick and Betty Brandt with David Myers. 8 is Tricked Again, owned by John Sugar, Sandy Beatty drives. 9, Little King, is owned by Stacy and Thomas, Justin Hall. The 10 is Richard Alexander's Scootin' Tootin' Star, and Elliot Deaton of the bike, 6 minutes until post. Two horses well behind, both the 2 Red Energy and the 10 Scootin' Tootin' Star, and the rest are off. Pipe from between horses leaves well with Talented Sam just to his inside, racing in second. Homegrown driving up on the outside third, followed by Coach John back to fourth. Between horses, that's Nobleland Time driving through fifth. Tricked Again is on the outside, followed by Sly Cy, Little King. And then it's far back to Red Energy and much farther back to Scootin' Tootin' Star. So they race around the far turn to the top of the stretch for the first time, and Pipe clears off and opens up by 2. It's Pipe on the lead from Talented Sam in second, 28-4 for the initial quarter. Passing the stands for the first time, Pipe shows the way. It's Pipe by a length and a half with Talented Sam drafting along in second. And there goes Nobleland Tom, gaining ground on the outside third. Homegrown along the rail is fourth. Length and a half back, Coach John stays in fifth, followed by Sly Cy. Then we have Tricked Again. Little King starts to get underway from the back of the pack, far back to the trailers, Red Energy and Scootin' Tootin' Star. Around the turn, half-mile pole bound, it's Pipe leading the way. Pipe by a length. Nobleland Tom up on the outside. Talented Sam at the rail. Half-time in 1 minute and 3/5. A breather on the front end, just 31-4 off the turn and down the backstretch. It's Pipe by 2 lengths. Nobleland Tom on the outside. Talented Sam is at the rail, length and a half farther back. And we have Homegrown covered up fourth. Outside, Little King has made some progress, but now gaps the cover 3 off the pace, racing in fifth. Then it's Coach John with clearance to move out in sixth position. Gap at 2 back to Sly Cy. Tricked Again is not doing enough. And far back to Red Energy and Scootin' Tootin' Star. They're at the 3/4. Pipe still in command. 1:30-1. Around the far turn, it's Pipe by a length. Nobleland Tom is trying to hang tough on the outside second. Talented Sam has been getting the golden trip at the rail in third. Little King will need to circle off cover fourth. Homegrown is way down the rail as they bend off the turn and drive through the stretch. And Walter Ferguson goes to work on Pipe. It's Pipe by a length. Homegrown rallying up the inside with Nobleland Tom still there on the outside. It's Pipe on top with Homegrown closing. Pipe to win it. Homegrown second, Nobleland Tom third. $4-7 exact, a $107 even. Try 476, 1,304.80. Back to the winner's circle is Pipe, a 3-year-old son of In the Pocket by Ms. Fitch, by Ann Fitch. Owned by Jerry Lee Decker of Jeffersonville, Ohio. Irvin Pulse, the winning trainer. Walter Ferguson Jr., the bike for the first win of the season by Pipe. A lifetime best 2 minutes and 4. In the winner's circle, helping make the trophy presentation, everyone with the 2000 OAMB board members and sponsors. Welcome to Scioto Downs. Rundown for race 1. Sly Cy was 7th, Red Energy 9th, Talented Sam 4th, Pipe the winner, Coach John 5th, Nobleland Tom 3rd, Homegrown 2nd, Tricked Again 8th, Little King 6th, Scootin' Tootin' Star 10th, top to bottom 7-9-4, 1-5-3, 2-8-6-10. 16 minutes to race 2 at 7:27, exacted trifecta wagering. 1 Easter, the owner should read Ken Adkins. It's the only change on your program, 16 minutes to post time. Here are the pacers for the second race. Number 1 is Easter, owned by Ken Atkins with Dallas Miller. 2, Call the Weatherman, owned by Alice Barzak with Mike Wilder. 3, Good Allegris, owned by Stephen Watkins with Bob Harper. 4 is Beret, owned by Moment Pour and Chamier, Dave Hawk the driver. 5 is Don's Damnation, owned by Michael Ray West with Ron Taubert. 6, Tyler Leo is owned by Dennis Sheehan with Elliot Deaton. 7, Tambalabamba is owned by Tammy Ackley with Dean Gillespie. 8, Put Me on Easy Street is owned by Tommy Lee Smith with Brad Hanners. The 9 is Add a Penny, owned by Jody Twombly with Jeff Found. 7 minutes to post. They're at the gate, and the gate is rolling. They're off and pacing. Tyler Leo on the outside goes off stride. Put Me on Easy Street, the far outside. Beret in between horses with Good Allegris there at the rail. Gap of 2, Call the Weatherman gets away in 4th. 2 more, and we come to Easter in 5th. Don's Damnation, followed by Tambalabamba, who has 2 horses beaten. They are At a Penny and Tyler Leo, who is now back pacing, but about 20 lengths behind. Racing around to the head of the stretch, and Brad Hanners opens up a 3-length lead with Put Me on Easy Street. Put Me on Easy Street from Beret, Good Allegris, Call the Weatherman, Easter, and Don's Damnation. 28 seconds flat for the initial quarter. The pass in front of the stands for the first time, and Put Me on Easy Street leads the way. 45-1 long shot. Put Me on Easy Street by 2.5 lengths under the wire with a lap to go. It's being tracked by Beret in the pocket second. 2 back, Good Allegris is third. Call the Weatherman stays in 4th. Easter is looking to maybe move out from 5th. Then we have Don's Damnation to the inside of Tambalabamba, who's about to flush cover at a penny. And Tyler Leo has caught the field trailing about 10 lengths behind. Over to the half-mile pole, Put Me on Easy Street leads Beret and Good Allegris in 1 minute flat. 32-second breather on the second split for Put Me on Easy Street, who's trying to pull off a major upset here. He's got the lead by 2. Beret on the inside second. Call the Weatherman is out from 3rd. He's got 3 to make up, and he's being called on for more. Good Allegris at the rail is racing in 4th. Second over Easter. Looks to maybe circle off cover early in 5th and does so now. Don's Damnation is locked in. Tambalabamba on the far outside tries to rally with Tyler Leo and Add a Penny. 6 lengths separate front to back. Put Me on Easy Street leads in 1:30 flat. Around the far turn, Put Me on Easy Street a length. Beret tips out of the pocket second. Good Allegris tightens down 3rd. Easter continues to gain ground on the outside in 4th. Don's Damnation still hemmed in. Tambalabamba is starting to come on from the far outside as they straighten up and drive for home, and Beret goes on with it. Beret opens up by 4. Easter moving into second. Late pace from Tambalabamba. Good Allegris splitting horses, but this one is all Beret. It's Beret winning it by 3.5 lengths with Easter second and Tambalabamba third. And this season, a 6-year-old son of Jaguar Spur out of H.H. Bonnet by Ricci Rini Time, owned by Hushang Moment Pour and Joseph Chamier of Lexington, Kentucky. Jason Whitaker trains. Dave Hawk, the winning driver, 159 and 4. Exacta 4-1, $37 even. Try 417, 161 even. Daily double 4-4, 74.60. Rundown, Easter second. Call the Weatherman 8th. Good Allegris was 4th. Beret, the winner, Don's Damnation 5th, Tyler Leo 6th, Tambalabamba 3rd, Put Me on Easy Street 9th, Add a Penny 7th, Top Down 284, 156, 397. Third race upcoming, Exact and Superfecta wagering. No changes in the third or on the balance of your program. 14 minutes at 7:47. Here they are for the third. One is Holly's Adventure, owned by Tommy Lee Smith with Mike Wilder. 2 CIKG is owned by the Hartley Farms. Kane Kaufman drives. 3 is Brett the Sam, owned by Chris McGuire with Bob Harper in the bike. 4 Noble Misty is released to Walter Allison with Dean Gillespie driving. 5 Elegant Elegant is owned by Williamson and Wilson, Roy Wilson in the bike. 6 is Give Up Some Bluegrass, owned by Ron Barker with Dave Hawk. 7 Flashing Star is owned by Burkholder Enterprise Inc., Jeff Smith. 8 is Loud Tongue, owned by Long and Long, Jeff Fout. 9, I'm Making Whoopies, owned by David Luff with Brad Henners. And the 10 is Candle Hill, owned by Chris Justice with Keith Justice driving. 6 minutes. And they're off, a bit scattered at the start. CIKG away well. with Breath of Sam just to her outside. Noble Misty is 3 deep with Holly's Adventure at the rail. Gaining ground early on the far outside is Loud Tongue, 5th, now 4th into 3rd. Candle Hill driving through at the rail is 2 clear of Elegant Elgant, 2.5 lengths back to Give Up Some Bluegrass, 3 more to Flashing Star, and I'm a Making Whoopee is last. The race around at the head of the stretch for the first time. CIKG on the inside is being flanked now by Loud Tongue and Jeff Found on the outside. Opening quarter 27-4. Passing the stands for the first time, CIKG trying to hold off Loud Tongue on the outside. They're pacing as a team under the wire with 5/8 to go. 2 lengths back, Breath of Sam is racing in 3rd, followed by Holly's Adventure, snug 4th. And now moving up on the outside, Elegant Elgant from 5th into 4th. Following that move, Give Up Some Bluegrass is underway. Candle Hill is at the rail. Noble Misty, Flashing Star swings to the outside. And the trailer remains I'm a Making Whoopee. They're fairly compact as they race over to halftime. Elegant Elgant with a 3-wide move takes over the lead and will clear off from CIKG 58-4. Out of the turn and down the backstretch, Elegant Elgant and Roy Wilson have opened up 2.5 lengths now. CIKG is back to 2nd. Give Up Some Bluegrass gaining ground, 3 lengths off the pace on the outside 3rd. Breath of Sam covered up 4th. Holly's Adventure to the outside in 5th. 3 deep. Flashing Star is now following cover in 6th. A length and a half more to Candle Hill, followed by Loud Tongue, who bows out. Noble Misty second last, and the trailer is I'm a Making Whoopee at the 3/4 in 1:28 flat. Around to the top of the stretch, Elegant Elgant, but here comes the favorite, Give Up Some Bluegrass on the outside to take her on, and now she takes over. Holly's Adventure gaining ground on the outside 3rd. CIKG is back to 4th. Breath of Sam with a rally as they bend off the turn. Straighten up and drive for home. Give Up Some Bluegrass takes over and leads it by 3. Holly's Adventure, Breath of Sam on the far outside with Elegant Elgant at the rail. Inside the final 16th, it's Give Up Some Bluegrass on a commanding lead, and she will win it by 3. Holly's Adventure 2nd with Breath of Sam 3rd, and Elegant Elgant held 4th. Bluegrass, she's by Fortune Ritchie out of Gimbal Princess by Bruce Gimbal, owned by Ron Barker of Chillicothe. Ron Barker, the trainer, 158-4 for Give Up Some Bluegrass. First win of the season. It's official. 6-1 exact at 1280. Super 6-1-3-5, 9-12-20. Here are the trotters for the 4th race. One is McKenna's Victory, owned by Mark Larwood with Chip Noble driving. 2 Sox Hanover, owned by the T. Cody Trust with Bob Harper. 3 Urchin is owned by Daniel Meyer with Dave Hawk. 4 Triumph Over, owned by the Hatfield Stables, Bud Hatfield drives. 5 Wendy's Big Guys, owned by Richard McCall with Dale Edwards. 6 Silky Sue, owned by Marcia Miller with Jeff Smith. 7 is 5 Diamonds, owned by Randy Owens. Jamie Dunlap drives. And the 8 is Jimin. She's owned by Terry Milhone with Mike Wilder. 7 minutes until post. They're lining up in the backstretch for race 4, and there they go. And they're off. Ostride goes the 7-5 Diamonds. From the outside, Jimin is out for the lead. Ostride the 5 Wendy's Big Guy. It's Jimin out fast with Sox Hanover. Urgent is just in behind, racing in 3rd, 2.5 lengths back. Triumph Over is 4th by 3. McKenna's Victory, followed by 5 Diamonds, who's now back trotting. Then about 5 lengths back, Silky Sue made a break, and Wendy's Big Guy is last. They are well strung out as they race around the turn to the top of the stretch the first time. And the mare Jimin leads the way. It's Jimin by a length. Sox Hanover with an early move on the outside. Second, 29-1 for the opening quarter. Passing the stands for the first time, and Sox Hanover on the outside takes over the lead. Jimin back to 2nd, 3 lengths. Urgent is closing up the gap in 3rd. 3 more. Triumph Over is 4th by the same. McKenna's Victory, the 2-year-old, is about 8 off the tempo, racing in 5th position. She is 4 clear of 5 Diamonds, and far back to the breakers, Silky Sue and Wendy's Big Guy. racing around the turn on there. Where the half-mile pull, Sox Hanover leads the way at 7-2. This is Sox Hanover 2 lengths clear of Jimin. Urgent is out there in third. Gap at 3 lengths back. Triumph Over is off the rail racing in fourth. Next in line we have Makina's Victory, who is 3 clear of 5 diamonds. And Urgent takes a seat again. 101 and 2 for the half. Down the backstretch, it's Sox Hanover with a 2-length command. Sox Hanover from Jimin in second. 2 lengths back, Urgent is off the rail in third, getting called on for his best. And then we have Makina's Victory, who's tightening down in fourth. 3.5 lengths back to Triumph Over, who's yet to fire. 5 diamonds, and far back Wendy's Big Guy and Silky Sue. They're at the 3/4. Sox Hanover leads in 132 and 1. Around the far turn, Sox Hanover by a length and a half. Jim in the major danger in second. 3 lengths back, Makina's Victory is third, followed by Triumph Over in fourth. Urgent got a bit rough-gated and now is back to fifth as they straighten up and drive for the wire. Sox Hanover braces for the challenge of Jimin on the outside. 4 lengths back to Makina's Victory in third. Triumph Over is fourth. Sox Hanover is all out, but Jimin is charging hard on the outside. Those two are going to hit the wire together, and Jimin gets up to win it. Sox Hanover second, Makina's Victory third. Circle is number 8, Jimin, a 4-year-old daughter of Cummin, out of Gin Again by Speedy Crown, owned and trained by Terry Milhone of Delaware, Ohio. Mike Wilder, the winning driver. She ties her lifetime best in scoring her second win of the season, 202 and 2. In the winner's circle, trophy being presented by the OAMB Pack Admirals. A2 exact 8560, try 821, 1085.20. Here they are for the fifth. One is Mumbo by Owens, Ravello, and Shingle-Decker. Jamie Dunlap drives. 2 Lookout Crown Magic owned by Colors and Rice, Terry Groves. 3, 7, 6, 1 is owned by Bartley and Bartley, Ron Steck. 4 is He Got the Stuff owned by Wilmer Knept with Rex Watson. 5, Smooth Mike is owned by the Not to Worry Stable and Echo Pond Stables, Brad Henners. 6, Chester K-Berg's City Bad Boy and Kane Kaufman. 7 is Slammy, owned by Stoller Brothers Harness Horses, Inc., Trent Stoller drives. 8 is Rhinestone Magic, owned by Doug Ryan with Dave Hawk. 9 is J.R. Ritchie, owned by Ruth Barnes with Justin Hall. And the 10 is Jonathan Edwards, Future Con, and Elliot Deaton. 7 minutes. Quite scattered at the start of this one. They're off. J.R. Ritchie from the far outside. Rhinestone Magic is there. Smooth Mike is up close between horses with 7, 6, 1 at the rail. Gap at 3 lengths back to Mumbo just in front. If He Got the Stuff, who is 2 clear of Future Con. 3 lengths back to Lookout Crown Magic, who has 2 horses beaten. They are Slammy and CD Bad Boy. The race around to the head of the stretch for the first time, and it's Rhinestone Magic and Dave Hawk on the lead. But Smooth Mike is driving up to challenge second, 27 and 4 for the opening quarter, passing the stands for the first time. And Smooth Mike and Brad Henners drive on. They lead it now by a length and a half. Rhinestone Magic back to second. 2 more J.R. Ritchie well positioned in third. Length and a half on the back. 7, 6, 1 is fourth by 2. Mumbo moves off the rail from fifth, now giving cover to Future Con in sixth. He Got the Stuff gapped at the rail, being called on for more in seventh. And then we have Slammy, Lookout Crown Magic, and Seedy Bad Boy has 12 to make up. Over to halftime, it's Smooth Mike leading the way. Smooth Mike has the lead in 58 and 1. Off the turn and down the backstretch. Smooth Mike a length and a quarter from Rhinestone Magic in second. Mumbo is moving up uncovered on the outside third. J.R. Ritchie back to fourth. Future Con second over and looking to tip 3 wide there in fifth. And there he goes down the backstretch. Next in line, we have 7-6-1 to the inside of Slammy, who's now 5 off the pace. 3 clear if He Got the Stuff was yet to get underway. Lookout Crown Magic moves up alongside, and Seedy Bad Boy is off the rail with 7 to make up and a lot of traffic in front of him. Approaching 3/4 off stride goes the 7 Slammy. It's Smooth Mike flanked by Future Con in 1:27 and 4. Around the far turn on the inside, Smooth Mike on the outside, Future Con. They are noses apart for the lead. A length and a half by the back, Rhinestone Magic in third. 3 back, J.R. Ritchie is fourth. Seedy Bad Boy Extreme outside with 761 at the rail driving through the stretch. And it's Smooth Mike all out. But here comes Rhinestone Magic of the inside. And Rhinestone Magic is drawing away late to win it. Smooth Mike to go second and Future Con third. Back to the winner's circle is number 8, Rhinestone Magic, a 3-year-old Look Sharp gelding out of Sarah's Special by Steady Special, owned and trained by Doug Ryan of Howard, Ohio. Dave Hawk has 3 on the night already. 157 and 1 is a lifetime best for the winner. For the 6th one is Marquis Event, owned by Carol Gamble with Elliot Deaton. To Look Beth is owned by Kovac and Parker. Ronald Pollock drives. 3 Whispering Hush, owned by Glenn Bird with Bill Walters. 4 Special Pass is owned by Paver, and Paver, Ernie Young. 5 is Ed Mullinax, Girls 5 Grand, and Jeff Fout. 6 Jenna's First Strike is owned by Brown, Washburn, Henkel, and Parcell, Brad Henners. 7 Trepacy is owned by Clyde Woodrow with Dean Gillespie, and the 8 is Dorothy Robinson's Magic Star. Dave Hawk, the driver, 7 minutes. Look Beth on the inside takes the lead with Trepacy driving up on the far outside. Special Pass is third. Jennifer Strike is fourth. Next in line, Marquee Event, followed by Whispering Hush. The gap is 2. 2 Girls 5 Grand, and Magic Star is last. All positions are taken as they race to the top of the stretch. Dean Gillespie leads the way with Trepacy. It's Trepacy by a length and a quarter. Tracked by Look Beth in the pocket second. 2 back Special Pass is third. Jennifer Strike is fourth. Then it's Marquee Event, followed by Whispering Hush. Quarter up in 28 and 1. Passing the stands for the first time on top of the field, Trepacy. Trepacy tries him again, has the lead by a length and a quarter, with Look Beth in the pocket second. Special Pass is third, a length and a half. Jennifer Strike is fourth. Marquee Event is fifth. Girls 5 Grand looks to grab cover from 6th position. Following her is Magic Star, and Whispering Hush has now been shuffled back to the trailing position. Around the turn on their way to the half-mile pole, it's Trepacy on the lead. Trepacy, Look Beth, Special Pass now swings to the outside in third. Jenna's First Strike looks to maybe close the gap up in fourth. Now second over racing in fifth. That is Girls 5 Grand, followed by Marquee Event, Magic Star, and Whispering Hush. 1 minute and 2 fifths for the half. Just 32 and 1 on the second split down the backstretch. Trepacy a length and a quarter, closely pursued by Look Beth in the pocket second. Special Pass on the outside, making just a bit of headway in third. Jenna's First Strike is hemmed in at the rail in fourth. Second over moving with cover. Girls 5 Grand may have to go 3 wide in fifth position. Then we come down to Marquee Event. Magic Star has 1 horse beaten, and that is Whispering Hush. 1:30 and 2 for 3/4. Round the far turn, Trepacy yet to be called on for her best. She's got the lead by a length. Look Beth looks to tip out of the pocket second, followed by Jenna's First Strike, who's going to shoot the gap in third. Special Pass could not go on. Far outside, Jenna's First Strike as they bend off the turn and drive through the stretch. Trepacy leads the way by a length. Look Beth is bearing down Jenna's First Strike at the rail. Trepacy is game, though. Trepacy will win it by just over a length, with Look Beth second and Jenna's First Strike third. Back to the winner's circle is number 7, Trepacy, a 2-year-old daughter of Cam's Magic Trick, out of Amrita by Beach Towel by trainer Clyde Woodrow of South Charleston, Ohio. Dean Gillespie, the winning driver. 4th win on the season for Trepacy. 2 minutes flat's a lifetime best. 7-2 exact at $55 even. The try, 7-2-6, 374.20. 3 of 3 in the pick 3, 1,544.40. In the winner's circle, Happy New Year Trophy presentation. Our representatives with Clinton Energy joining us in the clubhouse tonight. Rundown, Marquee Event was 4th, Look Beth 2nd, Whispering Hush 5th, Special Pass was 8th, Girls 5 Grand 7th, Jenna's First Strike was 3rd, Cheapasy was the winner, and Magic Star 6th. Top down 4, 2, 5, 8, 7, 3, 1 and a 6. 7th race, post time in 16 minutes, 9:11. Exact as in tries. Second half of the twin try, no changes in the 7th race. Here they are for the 7th. One is Good Going Camel by Dale Horney with Mike Wilder. 2 Shorty Cantu on by Criswell and Sindel, Jeff Fout. 3 Caviar Boston on by Judith and Clarence Chaffee with Dallas Miller. 4 He's a Bandit on by Roger and Luona Hall with Tom Hall. 5 Magical Jazz on by Clark Long and Long, Jeff Smith. 6 is George Sharp's Movin' and Elliot Deaton. 7 Hammer and Dan is owned and driven by Chip Noble. 8 is Philip Lyons, Determined and Dave Hawk. 9 Impatient Falcon owned by Kruger and Morlock, Brad Henners. 10 Honey Bears owned by Don Huddleston with Bob Harper, 7 minutes. And they're off. He's a Bandit takes the lead, joined by Good Going Camel on the inside. Second, Caviar Boston takes back a bit in third. Shorty Cantu drives through from fourth. Hammer and Dan is fifth, followed by Honey Bear in 6 by 2. Then it's Magical Jazz. Forced to take a seat there is Impatient Falcon, followed by Movin' and Determined is last. Round to the head of the stretch for the first time. He's a Bandit comes away with the lead. Hammer and Dan drops nicely into the 2-hole, followed by Good Going Cam in third. Shorty Cantu is fourth. Caviar Boston driving up early from 5th position. And following that move is Impatient Falcon, opening quarter 28-2. Passing the stands for the first time. He's a Bandit on the inside, but Del S. Miller hustles Caviar Boston to the front, clears off under the wire with a lap to go. That leaves Impatient Falcon hung on the outside, racing uncovered in second position. He's a Bandit back to third. Racing around the turn on their way to the half-mile pole, leading the way. It is Del S. Miller and Caviar Boston by a length. Impatient Falcon the outside second. He's a Bandit third. Following cover, Honey Bear is second over in fourth. Hammer and Dan is hemmed in at the rail in fifth. Third over, Shorty Cantu is sixth. Good Going Cam has got shuffled back to fourth last. He is to the inside of Movin', and then it's Magical Jazz and Determined. 58-3 for the half. 3/8 out as they head for the far turn on the inside. Caviar Boston on the outside. Impatient Falcon. Those two battle for the lead. He's a Bandit, watches over the top pair from third. Sandwich between horses. Honey Bear looks to shake loose from fourth and now begins to retreat as Movin' circles up 3 wide with 4 to make up. 3/4 in 1:28-2. Around to the top of the stretch. Caviar Boston holding his competitors at bay, has the lead by a length. Impatient Falcon on the outside. He's a Bandit, looks to tip to the passing lane very early as they bend off the turn and drive through the stretch. It's Caviar Boston leading it by 2. Impatient Falcon, late pace Hammer and Dan moving on the extreme outside. Caviar Boston trying to hold on. Impatient Falcon on the outside. It's Caviar Boston. Impatient Falcon second and Movin' third. Boston, a 3-year-old Big Towner colt out of Caviar Cami by Camtastic, owned by Judith and Clarence Chaffee Jr. of Vienna, Virginia. Jim Arledge Jr. trains. Dallas Miller, the winning driver, 158-2. 3-9 exacted, $208.60. Try 396, $1,823.20. No winners in the twin try. Carry over into Thursday night's card, $901. Here are the trotters for the 8th race. Number 1 is Breakfast Buddy, owned by Grimm and Dennison, Sandy Beatty. 2 Here Comes Hazel is owned by Stephen and Gidlow, Chip Noble drives. 3 Ditto's Mirage, owned by Jim Duckworth with Mike Wilder. 4 LB Crown, owned by Leonard Buckner with David Myers. 5 is the Hatfield Stables E-Rail and Bud Hatfield. 6 Range Damsel is owned by Harold Barnes, Brian Barnes the driver. 7 is Dame Edith Hanover, owned by the T. Cody Trust with Jeff Fout. 8 Monarchy is owned by Libfeld Cats and Gold Band, Dave Hawk, and the 9. TK's Kelsey is owned by Terry Milhone with Del S. Miller. 7 minutes to post. And they're off. 7 of them away rather evenly, and from the outside, Dame Edith Hanover goes out for the lead with Monarchy from alongside. Gap of 2.5 lengths back. TK's Kelsey on the far outside looking for good early position in third. Breakfast Buddy is fourth, a length and a quarter back to Here Comes Hazel, followed by Ditto's Mirage. Then it's Range Damsel who is next in line, a length and a quarter clear of LB Crown. And far back trailing the field on a break is the 5 E-Rail as they trot past the opening quarter, and they report there in 28-2. In front of the stands for the first time, leading the way, it's Dave Hawk and Monarchy. Monarchy, your 9-5 lukewarm favorite, has got control by a length and a half, with Dame Edith Hanover right there under a hold in second. 2.5 lengths back. TK's Kelsey looks to close the gap in third. 3 more. The Breakfast Buddy in fourth. That one is too clear of Here Comes Hazel, followed by Ditto's Mirage. LB Crown looks to flush cover from the back of the pack, and then it's Range Damsel in far back. Now trotting is E-Rail. Over to halftime, it's Monarchy on top of Dame Edith Hanover in 1 minute flat. Off the turn and down the back stretch. Monarchy a length and a half. Dame Edith Hanover is second. And with a rush on the outside, here comes Chip Noble. And here comes Hazel now up into third. TK's Kelsey back to fourth. LB Crown trying to catch the cover. Gaining ground on the outside. Fifth, 3 lengths off the tempo. Breakfast Buddy has nowhere to go. Followed by Range Damsel and Ditto's Mirage. 7 lengths cover the field as they approach 3/4. And leading the way, it's still Monarchy. Monarchy by a length and a quarter. Outside, here comes Hazel in the second. Dame Edith Hanover is third. 3/4 in 1:31 flat. Around to the head of the stretch. Monarchy still on a comfortable length and a half lead. Here comes Hazel on the outside. Continues to close ground in second position. Followed by Dame Edith Hanover at the rail in third. TK's Kelsey and LB Crown as they trot for the wire. And Monarchy leads the way under confident handling. Has it by a length. Dame Edith Hanover is closing in, followed by Here Comes Hazel. Monarchy is on top, and Monarchy will prevail. Finishing second, Dame Edith Hanover, with Here Comes Hazel third. Eighth race is now official. 8-7 exact to 1680. The triple 8-7-2 55-40. Back in the winner's circle is 8 Monarchy. A 3-year-old bay called by Balanced Image out of Armborough Monarch by Valley Victory, owned by Libfeld Cats and Gold Band of Ontario. Danny Collins trains Dave Hawk with 4 wins tonight. Second victory for Monarchy this season, 2 minutes and 4. Rundown, Breakfast Buddy 8th, Here Comes Hazel 3rd, Ditto's Mirage 7th, LB Crown was 5th. E-Rail 9th, Range Damsel 6th, Dame Edith Hanover 2nd, Monarchy the winner, TK's Kelsey 4th. Top down, 8-3-7, 5-9-6, 2-1-4. Ninth race coming up next. Kicks out the late pick 3 with exactas and tries. No changes on the balance of your program. 12 minutes and 9:51. Kicking off the pick 3. They're off. Sox Alexis takes the lead. Driving through between horses. There goes Flapjack from alongside. Rushing Call is right there in third. Master Sweet is at the rail. Famous Flyer is in gear early, driving up on the far outside. Then it's King of the Blues, who's 3 off the early pace, followed by Raven Under Glass, 2 back to Prasher, Sam Best to Sam, as 1 horse beaten, and that's Thendara's Legend. They battle 3 wide to the top of the stretch. Flapjack in between them. Famous Flyer is 3 deep, and Sox Alexis appears to be relenting early on, opening quarter in 27-2. Passing the stands for the first time. Flapjack on the inside. Famous Flyer looks to get hung out on the outside second. Sox Alexis now back to third. 2.5 lengths. Master Sweet is racing in fourth and is going to close up the gap and deny it to Famous Flyer, who's going to back up the outer tier. Quickly going 3 wide around that one is Rushing Call, followed by King of the Blues. Then it's Raven Under Glass, followed by Prasher, Thendara's Legend, and Sam Best to Sam. Over to halftime, leading the way now, it's Flapjack and Dave Hawk. 57 seconds flat. Out of the turn and down the backstretch. Flapjack a length and a quarter. Sox Alexis racing in second. Now 3 wide off cover. Rushing Call in a third. Master Sweet hemmed in fourth. Following that 3 wide move down the backstretch, Thendara's Legend now up in a fifth. Next in line, King of the Blues still needs racing room. That one is to the inside of Sam Best to Sam. Famous Flyer finally bows out Raven Under Glass and Prasher. 5/16 out as they enter the far turn. Flapjack Flapjack leads 3 pints of a length. Rushing Call lapped on him in second. Sox Alexis right there in the pocket third. Thandera's Legend gaining ground rapidly from 3 wide. And King of the Blues shakes loose and is gaining on the far outside. 3/4 in 1:27.1. Around the far turn to the top of the stretch. And Thandera's Legend powers into the lead. But here's King of the Blues on the outside bearing down. 3 legs back and we come to Raven Under Glass in third. Followed by Sox Alexis and a weary Flapjack. And it's King of the Blues taking over the lead from Thandera's Legend and drawing off. King of the Blues, Thandera's Legend, and Raven Under Glass third. King of the Blues back to the winner's circle for the second time this season. Mike Wilder gets a pair of wins, and he guides King of the Blues to victory, 157-1. 8-year-old round gelding by Albatross out of Trini Hanover by Big Towner, owned by Ora Murphy Sr., Salina, Ohio. Roy Murphy Jr. trains, Mike Wilder in the bike.
Is Magic Tongue, owned by Tom Wilson and Alvin Long. They're both of the Buckeye State, trained by Alvin Long. Jeff Smith is up. Number 2 is Mr. Taxman by Cynthia Levi of Columbus, Ohio, trained by Robert Rhodes with Brad Henners at the lines. Number 3 is Best Punch by Gene Roberts of New Paris, Ohio, trained by Tom Horner Jr., Jeff Felt, the pilot. Number 4 is Bobby K by Ralph Castle of Staffordsville, Kentucky, trained by Jeff Brewer, Justin Hall aboard. Number 5 is Jomar's Griftar by Chancey Love of Proctorville, Ohio, trained by Chancey Love. Dave Hawk is up. Number 6 is Nukes Express, owned by Vernon Byers Jr. of Mechanicsburg, Ohio, trained by James Byers. Bob Harper is up. The 7 is Noble Trap by Charles Drogue of California, Kentucky, trained by Jason Whitaker, Mike Wilder at the lines. And for the outside of the 8 is Panostats by Nadine Stevenson of Pendleton, Indiana, trained by John Stevenson. Brian Barnes is in the sulky. That's the field for the 10th race. Fan pacing, firing for the lead, middle of the racetrack. There goes the 3, Best Punch, right alongside of the outside. There's Jomar's Griftar. Along the rail, racing third, that's the 1, Magic Tongue. Coming away, racing fourth, that's Mr. Taxman. Ducking along the rail, racing 5, that's Bobby K. Coming away, racing 6th here, that's Nukes Express as they roll around the first turn. Racing 7th is Noble Trap, and 8th and trailing the field, that's Panostats. As they roll to the turn for the first time and head on over to the opening quarter-mile mark of the race on top of the field. That's your favorite, Jomar's Griftar, reaches an opening quarter in 27 3 fast. Passing the stand for the first time, heading on down to the half. Jomar's Griftar on a comfortable lead here. Leads it by a length and a half to the inside. Best Punch is Garden Spot bound in second. First over the outside, racing third, that's Mr. Taxman. Under the wire with 5/8 to go. Racing 4, that's Magic Tongue. Second over the outside, racing 5, that's the 4, Bobby K. Coming away to the inside, racing 6 now. That is Noble Trap to the outside. 7th as they roll to the half. At the halfway mile mark of the race, 7th to the outside, that's Nukes Express, and 8th and trailing the field, that's Panostats. They're halfway home, 58 2 fast. Out of the turn and down the backside, nearing the 3/4 mile mark of the race and on top of the field. Jomar's Griftar and Hawk with the lead by a length in 3 parts. To the inside, Best Punch is right there in second, outside, advancing from third. That's a roll to the 3/4 mile mark of the race. That's Mr. Taxman, ready to swing off that cover 3 wide. That's Bobby K. Buried at the rail, racing 5. That's Magic Tongue. They're at the 3/4 mile mark of the race and on top of the field. Jomar's Griftar has led it throughout 3/4, 1:27 4 fast. They'll pace the final turn and head for home, and Jomar's Griftar and Hawk with the lead here by a length and a half. To the inside, Best Punch is ready to pounce on him from second. Now swinging out, here comes Magic Tongue. Up the rail of the inside fourth, that's Noble Trap as they turn to the top of the stretch. Less than an 1/8 of a mile to go, and down the stretch they come to the inside. Jomar's Griftar with the lead. Best Punch is trying to wear him down to the outside. Here's Magic Tongue. Noble Trap at the rail, but as they come to the wire, Hawk's got his 6th win of the night. It's Jomar's Griftar in front. Down to the mile, 1:57 flat. Here's the 5, Jomar's Griftar. A 9-year-old bay gelding by Strittross out of a fine of Hanover. She by Tar Heel is owned and trained by Chancey Love of Proctorville, Ohio. Nicely handled here this evening by winning driver Dave Hawk. That's 5 wins on tonight's card for David, giving him 5 wins here this evening. This mile timed in 1:57 flat for the 8th win of the 2000 campaign for the 5 Joe Mars Griftar. By Bowles, Perrin, and Hatton. They're all the Buckeye Estate, trained by John Perrin. Bob Harper is up. The 2 is Only Pay by Walter Douglas Miller of Latham, Ohio, trained by Ron Barker. Dave Hawk is up. Number 3 is Romantic Sunset. The lessee is also the trainer-driver, Ryan Holton of Millersport, Ohio. Number 4 is Tucson Amber by Glenn Terriator of Clarksburg, Ohio, trained by Brett Ader. Jeff Fout is up. The 5 is Grand Victoria by the Cool Million stable of Dayton, Ohio, trained by Keith Justice. Keith Justice is at the lines. Number 6 is See Me Scoot by Jack Eisnagel of Jackson, Ohio, trained by Rick Hartman. Justin Hall is up. The 7 is Sharp Escort by David Jewett Jr. of Lebanon, Ohio, trained and driven by the K-Man, Kane Kaufman at the lines. Number 8 is Watch the Pocket by Mike Saylor Jr. of Lebanon, Ohio, trained by the Virgil Morgan Jr. Mike Wilder is up. From the outside of the 9 is Alluring Trick by Ruth Carroll of Naples, Florida, trained by Dan Ader. Kyle Ader is at the lines. And from off the second tier, the 10 is Heather's Delight by Michael Mason and Linda Lou of Springfield, Ohio, trained by J. Doug Lowe. Melby Ober Jr. is in the sulky. That's the field for the 11th 11th race. Super Effective Pacers now approaching the starting gate. They're all fan pacing, firing from the outside. There goes the 8, Watch the Pocket. Right alongside is Alluring Trick from the inside. There's the 2, Only Pay. Middle of the racetrack, that's the 4, Tucson Amber. Coming away, racing 5, that's Sweet Steel Gray. 6th is Romantic Sunset as they roll around the first turn. Racing 7th, that is Heather's Delight. 8th to the inside here, that's Grand Victoria. 9th is the 6, See Me Scoot. And 10th and trailing the field, that's the 7, Sharp Escort. Around the first turn they go, heading to the opening quarter-mile mark of the race. And from the outside, there is the 9, Alluring Trick, and Kyle Wader up to take the lead. Opening panel in a blistering 26 4/5. On to the front end we go, an Alluring Trick with the lead, but she's paid the price, and right back to the outside. There's Watch the Pocket under the wire with 5/8 to go. Watch the Pocket and Wilder reclaims the lead here. Alluring Trick is racing second. Only Pay is racing third. Shovelback racing fourth. Here's Tucson Amber. 5th is a roll around the turn. That's the Rowan Filly, Sweet Steel Gray. 6th is Heather's Delight snagging that cover. 7th is Grand Victoria. 8 to the outside of that See Me Scoot. They're halfway home, 57 1/5. 9th is Sharp Escort, and 10th and trailing the field here. That's the 3, Romantic Sunset. Out of the turn and down the backside to go, nearing the 3/4-mile mark of the race, and on top of the field. Watch the Pocket. The 3-year-old Bay Filly by In the Pocket is calling the shots here by a half length. Up on the outside, Only Pay is flanked this leader in second. Second over on the outside, racing in third, now ready to swing up 3 wide. Here comes Sweet Steel Gray. 4th at the rail, that's Alluring Trick, but she can't go on. 5th to the outside, that's Tucson Amber as they roll around the turn, heading to 3/4. 3/4 on the board in 1:27 4/5. They're 3 wide around the final turn. Watch the Pocket from the inside, but to the outside, Sweet Steel Gray is reeling her in to the inside. Tucson Amber is desperately looking for racing room with the rail third. Outside 4th is Only Pay as they turn to the top of the stretch. Less than an 1/8 of a mile to go, and down the stretch. They're on their way home to the inside. Watch the Pocket to the outside. Sweet Steel Gray as they drive to the wire. Sweet Steel Gray now claims control of the racetrack to the outside. Tucson Amber is coming to her with every strike. Sweet Steel Gray, Tucson Amber, Watch the Pocket is back up at the wire. It's Tucson Amber in 1:59 1/5. Into the winner's circle for the 11th and final race. Here's the 4, Tucson Amber, a 3-year-old Bay Filly by Tucson Hanover. Out of a Margie Sparkle, she by Big Towner. Is owned by Glenn Terriator of Clarksburg, Ohio, trained by Brett Ader. Nicely handled here this evening by Mr. Jeff Fout. Her second win of the 2000 campaign of her career, home in 1:59 1/5, just 2/5 off of her lifetime mark. Here's the 4, Tucson Amber and Jeff Fout.